A Spokane woman is about to try something no woman has done before. Dr. Lisa Bliss is a sports and spine specialist and a fierce ultra-marathon runner. The 43-year-old has led the medical team and competed in the Badwater Ultra Marathon. That's known as the toughest race in the world. It's across Death Valley. In 2007, she won that 135-mile race. And on Monday, she'll start crossing Death Valley again. This time, it will be more difficult than ever before. Death Valley, California, a sweltering bowl where temperatures spike upwards of 130 degrees. To the west, Mount Whitney, still covered in snow. It's the highest point in the contiguous 48 states. In Spokane, Dr. Lisa Bliss prepares to take a treacherous 146-mile journey between the two. She'll do it in a way no woman and just one man has ever done before.
What I'm doing is solo, unsupported, but also self-contained. So it's completely unaided, so that means I can accept no help at any time.
While her boyfriend and a friend will follow nearby in a car, they cannot give Lisa anything, including water, food, or shelter. She must pull, push, and prod absolutely everything she needs, or might need, using this custom-made cart. Oh, and it's heavy. Lisa weighs a scant 95 pounds. With all her food, water, and mountain gear, her cart will weigh around 240.
That's why I have to lean so far forward to even just keep it from rolling backwards. But every little change in grade, even if it's just a 0.5%, it makes a huge difference.
She'll coerce her cart all the way from Badwater Basin over 3 mountain passes to the freezing summit of Mount Whitney. The 146-mile journey should take 3 to 4 days.
As I was told that it was impossible for a woman to do it.
She'll sleep when she must, but it mustn't be on the ground.
That's where I draw the line, because there's scorpions and there's tarantulas and there's rattlesnakes and bugs. I'm not all about that. I'll sleep on top of the cart.
The heat will be even more oppressive than the bugs, likely around 120 degrees.
The air is hot, and so it gets in your lungs and in your nose, and it dries you out from the inside.
The grueling journey requires unconventional training. She runs up to 85 miles in a week and pulls her cart 5 hours a day on weekends. Under the red glare of the heat lamp, she walks uphill on a treadmill rigged to simulate the pull of that cumbersome cart. Here, she pulls motivation from videos of extreme athletes and worries she might pull these cords from the wall.
Yes, all the time. Yeah, it's going to hit me in the back of the head, or I'm going to slip and I'll go through the wall.
To acclimate her body further, she springs into a 140-degree sauna for a stifling jog.
It's a good thing I'm short.
Each workout and each arduous step through the dusty landscape is dedicated to a group whose burden is great. Lisa's record attempt is also an attempt to raise $10,000 for the Crosswalk Teen Shelter. But perhaps just as important as the money is her message.
There's no failure in trying.
What Lisa is trying to do requires the kind of physical strength some say a woman can't possibly have.
And I know for certain there are going to be times when I'm really going to be mad at myself for coming up with this idea, because it's going to be really hard. Who's that crazy lady?
As she slowly ribbons her way through the mountains and valleys, she'll focus on the teens and the belief that success can come to them and to her by tapping an unwavering will.
It's okay to try it, and my goal is to finish it. I think that I will feel very satisfied. I will probably cry.
Well, Lisa starts her crossing early Monday morning. We'll follow her journey on KREM.com. Cell reception along the route is spotty, but Lisa's boyfriend, Tim England, will work to send us updates when possible. Lisa's cart is also equipped with a GPS tracking device, so you can follow along with our link on KREM.com, as well as a link to donate to Crosswalk. Good luck to her. Randy. For most of us, Columbine is an historical tragedy.
I remember the day clearly.
For Spokane State Representative Kevin Parker and his aide Ben Oakley,
and I can still picture what I was wearing that day.
That historic day is personal.
Pipe bombs begin to go off in one section of the cafeteria.
Get out of here, run.
I remember when I was under the table in the cafeteria. I remember just thinking, I didn't know if I'd ever see my wife again. I didn't know if I'd ever have a Christmas. It caused me to question and to ask questions. What do I want to do with my life? We believe kids should be the highest priority in our state budget.
It's no coincidence Parker pursued public service. That day brought into focus the importance of leadership. After all, the people he remembers most are not the gunmen, but the guardians.
As the shooting was starting, and as kids were running for their lives, and teachers were as well, I saw and heard of wonderful, brilliant moments of leadership, of teachers literally saving a kid's life. And for me, a high school janitor saved my life.
Parker came to believe sometimes people's true gifts emerge from tragedy, which is precisely what happened with Daryl Scott.
Well, my daughter Rachel was the first one to be killed in the Columbine tragedy at Columbine High School.
Daryl's gift was born from the pain of losing his daughter.
And your death will not be in vain.
Today, the inspired father travels the world sharing Rachel's life story in a pro-kindness school program called Rachel's Challenge.
And much of Rachel's Challenge talks about what does it mean, what gifts do you have to give away to your community and within your school, and what does it mean to see value in other people.
Parker and Oakley admire the program that brings students a powerful message about 17-year-old Rachel Scott's compassion and the challenge she left just 1 month before she died.
I have this theory that if one person can go out of their way to show compassion, then it will start a chain reaction of the same. People will never know how far a little kindness can go.
It's a unique approach, tapping into the kindness of kids. The two men who lived through that tragic day hope more inland Northwest schools adopt Rachel's Challenge. It's a gift to enhance students' lives, given by a girl who lost her own.
This is the message that we are choosing as a community to take forward, which is a message of hope, of take care of one another and be there for one another.
Bullying and teasing is not harmless. It affects students' self-esteem, school attendance, and more. Well, now Centennial Middle School students are making compassion a regular part of their vocabulary. Inside Centennial Middle School, you'll find students willing to tackle a tough subject. And this one goes beyond the books. Who here has seen a situation where bullies have really impacted someone's life? All of you. I sat down with a group of students for a candid conversation about bullying.
I've been bullied in 6th grade a lot because I was new to this school. I was the odd pickle in the jar.
You don't get pushed down, you don't get shoved in lockers. They've grown some brains. They know what and when to do it at.
These days it's more that people use cell phones and Twitter or Facebook to put people down.
Bullying is not a bigger problem at Centennial, but students here are committed to making their school simply a nicer place to be. It starts by putting a spotlight on the mean-spirited.
I don't even know these kids, and they would call me some nasty names, a loser. My self-esteem goes down every time they say it.
And a lot of people I know will just go up to random kids and call them bad names.
Sometimes I'll try to throw insults back. I mean, I'm human, I do that.
Centennial students look forward to stopping that cycle. They're embracing Rachel's Challenge, a pro-kindness program known to drastically reduce bullying and increase school attendance. It's based on the writings of Rachel Scott, a 17-year-old who was among those killed in the shootings at Columbine High School. Just weeks before she was killed, she wrote, "I have this theory that if one person can go out of their way to show compassion, then it will start a chain reaction of the same. People will never know how far a little kindness can go." It's a fresh perspective for these students who feel intense pressure from something as simple as appearance.
I walked into the room and they're like, "Oh my gosh, she's dressed weird."
People are really judged on the way they look. Like, that's the first thing you see is how someone looks. And so if someone doesn't look dressed right or doesn't have a ton of makeup on or doesn't have their hair done up, they can't be your friend.
And that's affected you?
Yeah. To always think I have to look the best all the time.
Today, these students vow to look past negative impressions and focus on the positive.
Even though we have flaws, you should always look to see if the person has good qualities.
You don't know what other people are going through, so if you do treat others nice, you just get the same back.
A chain reaction of kindness launched with one girl's dream of making the world a kinder place. 12 years after she died, these students are living the compassionate challenges Rachel left behind.
Look for the best in others.
Dream big.
Choose positive influences.
Speak with kindness.
Start your own chain reaction.
We want to thank those students for sharing their thoughts with us. I also want to share an email we got from one Centennial student today. He writes, Rachel's challenge has inspired me and the school is a different place. He says it's fun to go to school because you know that people will be nice to you. If you want to learn more about Rachel's challenge, you can head to KREM.com. I'm Jane McCarthy, KREM 2 News.